All right. You're gonna learn today.
What's up, YouTube? So today I am working on my 2001 Dodge Ram van. I'm doing some transmission work to it. Let me explain to you what's going on. It has the 46RE transmission in it. Now let me explain what's going on. So originally, it started getting a little sluggish in first gear. I felt it was time probably for a filter and fluid change. No problem, right? Easy little job, not a big deal. But I also looked into it and realized that one of the weak parts of this transmission is the solenoid and the transducer. Now these say Roster on the box, but this is actually a Borg-Warner HD solenoid, and apparently this company has bought the tooling and the rights to the Borg-Warner HD solenoids, and they are making them. So you may still get them in a Borg-Warner box, or you may get them in a Roster box, but they guarantee they are the same thing. This is the HD. It's an upgrade from the factory ones. You guys will see that when I pull it out. And this is the transducer. This is the switch. So I suggest changing these two together. Now, originally this would have been a video about changing these. But YouTube, once I pulled the pan down, let me move this out of the way. Once I pulled the pan down and drained it, I got a little surprise. You guys see, look, this is what was in the transmission oil pan. This, okay? So I said, what in the, all of these were stuck to the magnet. For the most part, they were all stuck to the magnet. So I didn't know what it was, so I had to go down that rabbit hole of research to find out what these pieces were. Now, this turned out to be an Overdrive snap ring. This is another point of failure for the 46RE transmissions. Now, when I'm saying 46RE because that's what I'm working on, but this also applies to the 42s, the 44s, the 46, I believe 47s and 48s also, but double check those. Definitely the 42, 44, and 46s. So I said, Now, from my research, it said if the snap ring is broken, but you still have reverse, then everything is still good. If it breaks completely, because apparently this is not completely, and you lose it, then apparently you lose reverse as well. I still have reverse. Like I said, I backed it into the garage, no problem. So I'm assuming we're still at a point in which I can save it. So as we started going down this rabbit hole of research, I started looking at what else was a weak point about the 46RE, because I'm not a transmission guy. I can install them. I've never rebuilt one. I try not to go into them more than I have to. But research has led me down the path to learn a few other things, including this. So this is the 3/4 accumulator spring. So apparently, this is another weak part about this transmission. Most people find that if you check it, it's broken either in half or in 3 pieces. So this is the spring that goes between 3rd and 4th gear. Apparently it's what it does for that 3rd to 4th shift, but apparently it will break. And for some reason, some people, they break in 3 places. So I don't know what shape mine is in. I haven't pulled it yet, but I'm going to change it regardless. Also, I forgot what this bracket holds, but this is on the valve body. So it came with this spring. So something on the valve body, the factory one is plastic. And apparently that breaks as well. And that's on the valve body. So I was able to get all 3 of these for $10. So I said, I'm changing it all. So that is something else that I'm going to change. Now, I don't have everything I need today in order to do it. I'm still waiting on another part or two. So today's video is really going to be about pulling the overdrive unit in order for me to replace the snap ring. Now this is the new snap ring. This is apparently what this is. So we are going to put a new snap ring in. Now to do this job you do need a press, but I do have one right here. So I will be putting this in. Hurts a little scary, gotta be careful with these type of things, but hopefully we still can save the transmission, YouTube. Now, this is just a filter. I got some ATF or Mopar transmission fluid. You also can use Valvoline, but if you can get Mopar, why not? Long as it's ATF plus 4. Now, this is the filter that came out of it. I have the new filter right here, because like I said, I thought I was going to get away with just doing that. But this is the filter, and as you can see, it is absolutely filthy. So I figured I would bang it. Look at that. See, there's still some metal shavings in there. So the filter at least did its job. Let's see. Oh, that was a big piece. See that piece right there? Let's see what else. YouTube. I'm starting to get a little worried, YouTube. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see. Well, at least the filter did its job. And it caught everything. So, well, wow. That was another nice piece. You saw that? Okay. Alright, YouTube. Oh, it's still coming out. Alright, YouTube. So what we're going to do, hold on. If you guys can see, here's the gasket. You know, if you guys can see, but this came out in addition to this. So I'm going to still remain hopeful, YouTube. Now, worst case scenario, the transmission is toast, right? Then I got to get another transmission. Or maybe I'll even attempt at rebuilding the whole thing. But from what I've heard and what I've read, because I still have all gears, I caught it in time. And it's lucky. And I should be able to save it. So that's what we're going to work on, YouTube. So this is actually going to be a short series where I'm going to be upgrading all of the weak parts of these transmission. So that includes the snap ring, the accumulator spring, this hold down, the solenoid, the transducer, and also what I'm waiting for, and I don't have it yet, is the reverse servo. Because my reverse servo is apparently cracked as well. It broke as well. But I still have reverse. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'm grateful for that. So I'm not going to push my luck. The van will sit here until all the parts are in. But I am starting it today. So I'm getting ready to pull off the overdrive unit so we can do first things first, which is take care of the snap ring. So let me get underneath the van. I'll show you guys what's going on. And I will explain the 4-step process that's needed to remove the overdrive unit. So I'll cut you guys back on. Alright, YouTube, so we're under the van. As you see, the pan has already been removed. Now, originally, like I said, I was going to try to change the solenoid, which is this. And I was going to change the transducer switch, which is there. But after finding the pieces in the pan, I looked around and I noticed my reverse servo, which is what this is. This is damaged too. But again, I still have reverse. So I don't know what kind of super transmission this is, but I'm grateful for it. So the strut, the band is still holding. There's still tension here. So what I'm gonna have to do is pull off the overdrive unit. Now the overdrive unit is this part back. So these mounting bolts up here is what I have to remove. Like these bolts and stuff like that all the way around. And then basically the whole tail end of it has to come off. Now it also has to come off in order to change this servo. So I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone and do everything while it's out. Now, to remove it doesn't look to be too hard. I counted about 4 steps to getting it out. First, take the drive shaft off. Second, I'm going to take off that switch. And then third, I'll take off this bracket. And then fourth, I will take off all of these bolts, and then it should slide off. That should be the process to getting it off, hopefully. And it looks like it's been out before. Somebody even painted it, I guess. So hopefully it doesn't fight too hard to come out. I don't know if it's been rebuilt before or whatever, but somebody painted it at the very least. So yeah, that's what I gotta do, YouTube. So I'm not gonna keep talking, but what I do have to say is that I'm gonna have to secure it somewhere over here by this lip once I'm ready to pull the tail off. And the reason why is because the mount is mounted to the overdrive unit, which is not going to be here, so only this part remains in the truck. Now, the reason I'm not going to put the pan on and then put the jack underneath it is because I still have to get in here to change this, and I have to pull the valve body out also. So we're going to be looking for any more loose pieces or anything like that. But I have to pull the valve body out to change that bracket I was telling you guys about. Now, there's going to be a separate video on all of this. There'll be one on the servo. This video, we're just taking the overdrive out. But the next video, we'll be changing the snap ring. There'll be a video of the transducer and the solenoid. There'll be a video on that bracket, which I will figure out the name of it by the time I do the video. And then we will do a video test driving it to see if all is well. Alright, YouTube. So I want you guys to, if you can, please hit the like button and also subscribe, and make sure all your notifications are on so you guys can know when I release the videos for each of these parts. Instead of making 1 hour, 2 hour long video, I'm just going to drop them separately. So make sure you hit the notification, and I will be on it. And I will leave the link below for all of the products that are used. And on that note, let's get to work. Possible to remove the overdrive unit and still leave the rest of the transmission in there. Now, this is what was initially found. Alright, so this is the piston. This goes here, it goes against the other part of the transmission, but as you can see, it is heavily scarred. This is a spacer. This thing got hot. You can see the discoloration where it kind of blued. You know, steel will do that once it gets hot. This, I believe, is the thrust bearing that didn't survive. And right here, hopefully the camera picks it up, you can see some more broken pieces and shavings, I think from the thrust bearing. So it seems like maybe the thrust bearing failed or something. So I'm not really sure. So I am going to end the video here. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you click all notifications, because next video I am going to be taking this apart. I just don't want to make the video too long. So the next video, we're going to tear this down, and in that way I can make the assessment on whether I want to rebuild this one, on whether I want to upgrade it, or whether I want to replace it, just get a whole different one. So we're going to see. It depends on how bad everything else is damaged. So next video we will be tearing this down. Alright guys, so on that note, I'll catch you on the next one.